Hey, this is Aditya from LightHaven. Today's video is based on a question I got from somebody on our Patreon page about disarms. Now I'm also going to be linking another video by Guru Mark Mikita, who's just an amazing reservoir of knowledge. He's someone I really want to train with one day. He and Burton Richardson. He has an amazing video on disarms and he breaks it down into 4 types of disarms. We'll talk a lot about that even in this video, but I'm going to link that video also down below, so do check that out after this. Just before we begin though, I'd like to give a huge thank you to everybody on our YouTube membership and on our Patreon page. We have a bunch of exclusive videos on that page. We have just extended versions of the YouTube videos that go out normally. We have a series called the Drill of the Week. We have a series called the 2-horn Training Thoughts. In the Drill of the Week, I give you essentially double stick, single stick, double knife, single knife, Sparadaga, empty hand drills that you can spend the rest of the week practicing. And in 2-horn Training Thoughts, I give you a slight insight into how I approach training, what I think about training, some stories from my training adventures, all of that kind of stuff. So if you would be interested in any of that stuff, please check out the links in the description down below. We are going to be sticking to sticks for this video because we have the most amount of options for disarming sticks. If Zarir had a knife, I'm not going to really be able to be grabbing the knife, right? So we're going to be sticking to the sticks again because we have the most amount of options. For the sake of this video, let's also just name the major disarms that we're going to be doing. The first is what we'll call a snake disarm, where if Zarir is giving me an angle 1, my arm is snaking over and I'm going to disarm over here, or he gives me an angle 1 again, and again my arm snakes under and I disarm over here. I can over here use the other arm for support, or you may not need to. So that's the first type of disarm. The second type of disarm is what we'll call the vine disarm, where again he gives me an angle 1. I am holding on to his stick, or the way that they say it, that they're holding on to the vine. I'm using my stick as leverage, and that's my disarm. However, in my opinion, I have really struggled to pull these off in sparring. I have in fact once had someone in a position like this, and maybe my timing was off, my technique was off, maybe my size, I don't know, something, I was just not able to get it, and I have always been way too scared to try a vine disarm in sparring. Doesn't mean it doesn't work, it's just I have struggled to pull it off. Now the third type of disarm, which actually should probably be the first type of disarm, is me just smashing Zarir's hand and hoping, and I'm going to emphasize this word, hoping that he drops the stick. But I have broken my finger and my thumb in a fight while stick fighting and not drop my stick. I know other people who have broken their fingers and not dropped their sticks. So while it might be great and nice if he does drop his stick, I'm not going to rely on it. It doesn't always happen, especially under adrenaline. When there's a lot of adrenaline flowing through you, you're holding on super tight, so just smashing his hand might not lead to him dropping the stick. Which leads us to the fourth type of disarm, my favorite type of disarm. Now these are called strip disarms. Strip disarms are essentially when I'm stripping the stick out of his hand. However, if we change places and come close to the camera, normally you are stripping, this is the door, and I'm stripping the stick towards that door. However, what Guru Mark says is that this gap over here where his fingers are, if instead of me trying to strip the stick towards his fingers over here, if I try and strip the stick towards where this gap is over there, whether it's from below or whether it's from above, the stick disarm happens a lot more efficiently, even from this way. If I'm going towards that gap, the stick disarm happens a lot more efficiently. So we're going to keep that in mind. Another thing we're going to keep in mind, and again I have spoken about this quite often, is if you're going for a disarm, especially a strip disarm, I need to isolate his wrist. If I'm trying to disarm and his wrist is free, there is no disarm that's going to happen. If I can isolate his wrist, limit movement of the wrist, and now I look to strip, it's going to be a lot more effective than again if his wrist is free. So now keeping these things in mind, I'm going to show you the drill, the Pekiti drill that I was taught, and that really made a big difference to me in terms of disarm. So it just shifts up a little bit more. Now I used to really struggle with figuring out where the disarms are and how to do the disarms until we did this drill. It's a partner drill. You have just one stick between the two of you. Now Zarir is going to give me an angle 1. I have a choice of parrying or I have a choice of jamming. We're going to start with the parry first. I'm going to parry, and then this second hand, before the stick can come here, the second hand is going to insert. As it inserts, I'm looking to pull Zarir's arm away from his body, take it across my center line so that his arm and his wrist are in this uncomfortable position. From here my other hand is going to go palm facing up just here where his fist ends, and I am going to look to strip. Now I can hit Zarir, and for the sake of just now he is going to parry, insert underneath, take my arm across his center line and disarm. One more time, he gives me angle 1, I parry, and please notice how I am not doing this. His arm is not staying bent over here. I am pulling, hooking and pulling, separating his arm from his body, and then I take it across center line. And over here you can even just use your body, you can use your leg. I've seen people doing that as well, but for the sake of this drill I am going to be using my hand. So that's the first one. He parries, inserts, stretches my arm, takes it across my center line and disarms. When we do this, we are going to end up on the same side, right? So if he's hitting me, when I disarm the stick, I'm going to end up on the same side as where he was. One more time, one underneath. But what if I want to go to the other side? For that, I'm going to now jam. He gives me angle 1, I'm going to jam. I'm going to again look to pull his arm away from his body, take the stick across my center line. I can do the disarm here itself, but he has a little bit more strength and control over here. If I take it across my center line, look how it bends his arm and breaks his structure. From here, palm facing up, and I take the stick out. He can do the same thing, but now look, I'm on the other side. Earlier, this hand had the stick. Now I'm in my right side. He's going to jam, boom, he's going to fold. He's going to take it across his center line, and then he's going to disarm. Okay, one more time, jam, fold. Again, if I'm here, yeah, I can still disarm over here, but some people hold on super tight. So you're going to pull it across your center line, and then the disarm becomes easier. Jam, he pulls across his center line. So now you have two options. You can go parry and then disarm. Same for Zarir, parry, insert, across center line, disarm. You can go jam, pull across center line and then disarm. You can go jam, pull across center line and then disarm. One small thing about the jam, whether I go underneath the punyo or whether I end up, give me angle 1 more on the, yeah, whether I end up somewhere here, it's still going to work as long as I pull his arm across center line. You don't always have to end up underneath the punyo. I could end up grasping the wrist, but I'm over the punyo. As long as I'm isolating that wrist, pulling his arm across center line, I should get, it should be able to get the disarm. Of course, being under the punyo is better because because I have a little bit more leverage over here to get the disarm. Of course is better, but you can still pull it off even if you go over the punyo, as long as you're controlling the wrist and taking his arm across center line and then switching the grip. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, if you learned from what you saw, please do like and share this video. Please do subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, leave that in the comments down below. All of these things really do help out the school and the channel a lot. A huge thank you to everybody on our YouTube membership and all our Patreons on our Patreon page. If you'd like to know more about either page, check out the links in the description down below. Thank you Zarir for all of your help. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next video.